Chapter.
Take a look around. Huh?
In a year in which I've played multi-million-dollar sequels, enjoyed some of the best narrative and plot design to ever grace the medium of gaming, and explored an infinite galaxy, I'd say my next statement is a bit of a surprising one, even to myself. Filthy Lucre, a top-down stealth action steal-em-up from ex-Liverpool and Evolution Studios developers Fabric, is a bloody brilliant game, and an outside contender for my Game of the Year nomination. Maybe it's the dry, dark British feel that appeals to me. Or maybe it's the slick, varied and deceptively deep tactical gameplay mechanics. Or perhaps it's because it allows me to live out my dream of being a take-no-prisoners mob fixer. Yes, I have some very odd life goals. Filthy Lucre sets the player in the employment of a mobster called Ronnie, who is basically a milder version of Hadget Harry from Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. He's very much your stereotypical Cockney mob boss. Someone has double-crossed Ronnie, and they are in big, big trouble. They've stolen his art, his cars, his cash, and plenty more, and he wants it all back, and then some. It's your job as the player to dispatch twisted justice to Ronnie's wrongdoers, retrieving his stuff and punishing the perpetrators. Filthy Lucre is part Hotline Miami, part Hitman, and part Metal Gear Solid VR missions, all painted like a Guy Ritchie mob flick. It's a twin-stick shooter at its core, but with the fully functioning stealth mechanic. I know, a twin-stick shooter with a stealth mechanic that works. What an absolute novelty. Entering the tactical mode where your character is crouching makes them far more difficult to see. You are slower, but now you can slip up behind your foes and punch them in the north and south. Having a working stealth mechanic coupled with a solid, tried and tested shooting system is all well and good. But Fabric have designed Filthy Lucre in such a way that makes the most out of both of them. You can choose how to play this game, and you can choose to play however you want to, and you don't need to dedicate yourself to one style or another. You can skulk through the shadows on one mission, stealthily taking out guards by using noisemakers or remote hacking tools to distract them, or you can go in all guns blazing, moving fast and hitting them hard. Grenades, remote explosives, the works, whatever you choose. There's only one small niggle with Filthy Lucre's balance of stealth, action and difficulty. When you first start the game, your arsenal isn't very extensive. A 9mm pistol and a crossbow, neither of which pack much of a punch. After you've been out on a few missions and earned some cash and experience, the weapons and gadgets available become more lethal. Until then, at least a few of your first outings, you're going to have to be forced to take the stealthier approach, because the grunts are more than enough to take you down if they arrive in numbers. That small balancing issue aside, Filthy Lucre is filled with really intelligent design choices which keep the game tense but enjoyable. The UI is a stroke of genius. It shows where enemies and items are, but the screen's magnification and camera angle means you're always having to play it a little bit more safer than you normally would in this type of a game. Much like Hotline Miami, doors can be used to knock out enemies without wasting ammo, but it can cause a noise and will attract other guards if you're not careful. You cannot pick up bodies. Kill a grunt, and unless you have picked up a body hider item, they will be left right where they are, and if other guards walk past, they can call reinforcements. This means you have to be far more tactical with your choice of how you dispose of your guards and your enemies. Get seen enough times and your foes can call in some really hardcore reinforcements, eventually escalating to the fuzz mode, when a SWAT team bursts in and starts cleaning house. There are 15 missions in total set across 5 maps, Each map has 3 different setups with their items and enemies set in different locations, each as challenging as the last. Except if you're playing in co-op. Teaming up with an old Chan and play it online does make the game significantly easier and adds some interesting features too. If your co-op partner is defeated, they are interrogated, which raises the heat level, making it more difficult for the remaining partner to stay alive. This encourages team play and sticking reasonably close together. It's tense, but it's fun. It's challenging, but it doesn't ever get too frustrating. It's incredibly well designed with plenty of smart choices that keep the game fun for everybody, but allow each person to complete it however they like, whether that be stealthily or like a crazed maniac. It's also got a killer soundtrack, and it's technically sublime. No framerate dips, no stutters. In my eyes, Filthy Lucre is the indie sleeper hit of 2016. Go and buy it.